Good evening. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday night shine time in prime time. I'm your host, Nick. Thank you for being here. We got a fun one tonight planned for you. We will be joined in a few minutes by the great Matt O'Leary. People throw the word around great in our society too often, especially if they're watching WNBA games. But when I say the great Matt O'Leary, it is true. So thank you for being. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why does Nick have the "What did we learn today" sign up? Well, I'll tell you. There's purpose behind it. From my understanding, Boomtown will not be able to make the entire show. He's got something going on. He can't commit. He might be able to be here the whole time. So this is just a reminder to the rest of you. If you wouldn't mind, throughout the course of the evening, maybe make some notes and help carry the torch if Boom isn't here for the end of the show. All right. So thank you very much. Boom. Love you. You're the best. But ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday night. It is shine time. It is prime time. Buckle up. And rumor on the streets is Rick Kent's here.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
Hey, all you shiners, it's time for something cool. I'm here to do my part. I'll drop a stinky fart. No chicken soup for you. I'm gonna eat it up. And then I'll do a show and talk about the Green Hornet. I got a new laptop. You know it doesn't suck. I'll need to keep it down when I'm making too much noise. My mom will pull the plug and Dennis smack my ass, and that will surely blow. Hey, fuckers, it's time for the Nick Shine Show.
And not only in the chat is Rick Kent saying he's my personal friend. Here's another personal friend of mine who showed great hospitality last night, and we will get to that later in the show. It's the great Blitz BK.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in fumble.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime as Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, Rick, I'm quick funny story before we get into all things Jets. Blitz is also a personal friend. I even know his first name. As I'm walking back to the hotel last night, I drew a blank. I couldn't think of his real first name. And then when I got in there, he's like, "I don't know if you even know it." I'm like, I think you've sent Venmos like to help people out and stuff. I just couldn't pull it. I couldn't remember it. So funny that you mentioned that, because that was a discussion that he and I had last night. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Here's what we got going on. If you missed some of the shows this past week, I feel sorry. You missed some good ones. I'd go back and catch up if I were you. I know it's a fast-paced world where everybody wants new information at the palm of their hand instantaneously. Also, Tom Ace calls his unit new information. He wants new information in the palm of his hand instantly. That's his problem, though. But we love him. We don't judge here. We're a very welcoming community. But here's what we got going on, folks. We have a full-size, authentic helmet with Darrelle Revis, number 24, Hall of Fame Darrelle Revis, with a Revis Island inscription for going on in a raffle. Any $5 super chats, any gifted memberships gets you in the raffle. Raffle will take place at the end of training camp. It's a big prize. Needed to run it for a little bit longer period of time. So don't forget, it's Sunday night, folks. What does that mean? It means we're going to raffle double the raffle entries. And look at that. As I speak it, we get kicked off here with a great start, ladies and gentlemen. One of the new homeboys to the channel, Eli Betts, gifts 5 channel memberships that went to DeAndre Vega, Paul Sasaki Jr., Nate Bonenfant, Malcolm Harper, and Vino. Thank you, Eli. You, as they say in the business, are a nice guy. They say that in Vermont as well, that you are a nice guy. Vermont people might not know you. But the opening act to Chris Stapleton last night was Jamie Potter, who spoke about being from Vermont and couldn't believe she made it to the stage at Madison Square Garden. Speaking of a lady who's on a stage, and I don't mean that in a naughty way, she is one of our superstars, one of our queens. She's on a pedestal. Queenie Leenie gifts a membership that went to Brooklyn born Len. Leenie, you are and always will be a rock star. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hope you and Mr. Leenie are doing well. Saw the very good news about getting the okay to travel, which is awesome. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Told Matt to come in a few minutes. Give me time to do the opening and welcome everyone. My brother MJ, who does baseball podcasts on the IOW Sports Network. Go check that out. IOW Sports Network. It's where I got my start doing podcasts and talking sports on the internet. So go give them a shout and keep an eye out for his baseball shows. John B., member for 1 year. Shine time in prime time. Let's go. Yes, sir. Thank you for being. Now, for those of you who are channel members, and for those of you that like using the emojis, well, I got something for you. If you go to the Rick Kent emoji, it has been updated. There is no more look-alike Rick Kent from a billboard in Atlantic City draft weekend. It is the actual real Rick Kent. Tremendous looking human being. Even more tremendous head of hair. So have fun using that the entire night. There we go. Now it's popping in the chat. That is the actual real Rick Kent. There's no more stand-in of Rick Kent. I changed that the other night. I sent it to him. I'm like, this picture just made an emoji on the channel. He's like, I never got the other one. I go, I don't know. I saw it. I got an idea in my head, and sometimes I run with ideas. You are more than a head of hair. You are more than a head of hair. That's why I said you are a tremendous person first. You're much more than a head of hair. You're my homeboy. No, it's not on a boat, but the sky was just beautiful. That was July 6th, the day of the Yankee Met Subway Series game. Rick had come out from California with Addison and others, and it was a great hangout. And I took pictures with a bunch of people, and that was me, for your viewing pleasure, cropping myself out and giving you more Rick Kent. As much ladies have asked for more Rick Kent. So many ladies. I'm tired. Listen, I'm very tired. Chris Stapleton show last night, Madison Square Garden. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I've never heard anyone sing better than Stapleton does. And he kills it live. It's the pleasure of seeing him for the 3rd time in person. And it didn't miss. I've seen him at Fairgrounds in Pennsylvania in 2016. See him at PNC Art Center in 2018. And then saw him last night at Madison Square Garden. Man, tremendous. Tremendous. It was a great time. Great time. I'm not even one to like get up and like get into the songs. I'm more like just sit there and chill. But there's a couple times where the band is just rocking out and jamming, and I even got up. The girls behind me are like, "Oh my God, you're so tall. Are you gonna stand?" And I was like, "Listen, I don't stand very often. If I get up, there's probably a fire. Run if you see me stand up." Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, Jets Worldwide. That's Snowball and Johnny's channel. If you haven't already, do yourself a favor. Go subscribe to them. Check them out. I need them to change that when they do their shows because it's while I'm at work and I can't give my full attention to it. So, Johnny and Snowball, if you don't mind, please work on that. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I said earlier, when you call someone great, it gets thrown around out there too much in this world today. People say WNBA players are great. It's nonsense. They're not. But when you say the great Matt O'Leary, that has meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the great Matt O'Leary. What's up, my friend?
Hey, Nick, what's going on?
How's everything going in your neck of the woods?
Everything's going good. Was out at training camp yesterday, first time of the year for me, so it was fun to get out there and watch them practice.
All right, well, let's get right into it. That was my first question for you. What'd you see? Anything stick out to you? You know, I know that it's just practice; they're not hitting yet, but in your analytical eyes, did you see anything that stood out or that you were surprised by?
Yeah, I think a few guys on each side of the ball stood out to me. I thought Braylon Allen had a really strong day. And, as he goes into year 2 now, I think his role is going to be bigger with the Jets this year. Coming from, the offensive coordinator coming from Detroit, I think they're going to try to copy that Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery system that they have going on. And I think, he could be the Jets version of David Montgomery here. And, I think he deserves more credit as a pass catcher. That's not something that, when you think Braylon Allen, you think short yardage, bruising back, but he actually is pretty good out of the backfield catching passes and had a touchdown reception yesterday. Wide receivers, both Arian Smith and Xavier Gibson caught a ton of passes, and that wasn't necessarily something that I was expecting to see. I think both of them had strong days too. And then on the defensive side, it's hard not to continue to mention Will McDonald. I think he's just every single day. He had a nice bull rush against Armand Membu, and then he got him with the spin move later on. So the bull rush is a nice addition to his repertoire as a pass rusher. And I got to call out Tony Adams too, a guy fighting for a job right now at the safety spot. It's kind of unknown who's going to start next to Andre Sisco, but I thought Adams had a strong day, especially in that individual tackling drill that they did. So, those are some guys that I thought had positive days.
Nice. Now, as a defensive guy, I was furious with the blown coverage, allowing Braylon Allen to get that long swing pass because Jets had a three linebacker formation. The outside linebacker who should have had the swing pass came down on the tight end, allowing Allen to get wide open, and then the linebacker was in catch mode the rest of the way. But it was a blown coverage. But listen, those mistakes happen in the NFL, right? You get all these motions, these shifts, and the defensive lineman is sometimes moving around up until the snap. So there's times the offense has to take advantage of those. And how many times in the past have we seen a wide open guy and our quarterback doesn't get the ball to him? So you got to take advantage of the opposition's mistakes. And on the defensive side of the ball, we got to clean those up so those don't happen in real time. But I'm glad that you brought it up. I brought up a couple topics that we're going to discuss. And the first one was Will McDonald versus Armand Membu. Now, this is a matchup that Jets fans shouldn't get down on. Will McDonald is going to eat. Membu's going to eat. These guys are going to make each other better. And with this guy named TJ Watt, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, Google him, pending in week 1, I want Will going balls to the wall, making both Olu and Membu better until we get JJ back, and then we get that double-edged sword of the two of them, making these young tackles see what it's like to go up against a really good pass rusher. Give me your thoughts on what you think about Membu, where he's at, and where he can get to, or by the opener.
Yeah, I understand that there's some who are maybe a little bit concerned with Armand Membu because they see all these Will McDonald highlights, but I'd advise not to jump off the ledge just yet. You kind of mentioned it's really tough competition for him right out of the gate. Will McDonald, someone last year who had double-digit sacks, so pretty good test. But I think he's held his own enough, right? Like there's been reps where he's beaten Will McDonald, and that's going to happen when, two good players go against each other. Sometimes Will McDonald's going to win the rep, other times Armand Membu is going to win the rep. And, honestly, for a rookie who hasn't yet played in the NFL, isn't that what you want during training camp? Him to go up one of the better edge rushers to, as you said, prep for a really big matchup in week 1 going up against TJ Watt. And I'm sure there's going to be, many other big matchups throughout the rest of the season. So I'm not really concerned at all about Armand Membu. Anytime I bring up a positive with Will McDonald, I don't mean it as a slight to Membu. I think he's been steady. I wouldn't say he's stood out and be like, oh, he's a no doubt, all pro starter in year 1. I don't think that's fair. And, it's hard to really tell with the offensive line anyway until the pads come on. So, we'll see what happens there. But I agree with you. I think it is a positive that these guys get to go up against each other every day.
Yeah, Connor Hughes had a tweet that said, Will McDonald's going to get the better of him. He did on a spin move. Then on the next play, Membu got the better of him on a run play, allowing the Jets to gash a decent-sized gain. And he goes, I'll tell you right now, do not be alarmed about Membu. I have covered plenty of Jets camps, and I know what a bad O-lineman looks like. This is not that. This is just a guy learning the position, going against a high-end talent. And, speaking of Connor, iron sharpens iron is a phrase that he hates. But in this situation, that's what we need, right? We need our right tackle to become a very good top-end offensive tackle in this league. And if Will McDonald is showing, I can help get him there because I'm a top-end edge rusher. That's a very good sign for the New York Jets that these two could be going up against each other for the next decade.
Yeah, 100%. That's something that I'm looking forward to. And I'm glad you called out too the Membu in the run game because, that's his strength, right? I think pass protection coming into the league was maybe something that he needed to work on. And, we talk about Will McDonald's pass rush ability. Well, he needs to work on the run game a little bit more. So you see the pros and the cons for each of these guys, the positive and the negatives for each of these guys. And just excited to continue to watch them go at it the rest of training camp.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Sunday Shine Time with the great Matt O'Leary. Don't forget Super Chats. You got a question, a comment, a critique. We take critiques. We take criticism on this channel. We'll take it. Super Chat's a great way to do it. Also, gifted memberships. And don't forget, if you missed it earlier, everything on Sunday Night Shine Time is doubled. Kevin Tattoos gifted 5 more channel memberships, ladies and gentlemen. That went to NY Jets Superfan, Tony Alexio, Brian Glick, the champ, Mr. Bonesy, and Smitty PA. Kevin, thank you very much. I appreciate you. A couple things I wanted to discuss. I read Samini's article. Now, Matt, you are aware of the tragedy that I went through in real life. And that kind of hit close to home this week with the New York Jets. So, this is the one and only channel that had a Tomageddon. So, I present to you Tomageddon 2.0. Give me your thoughts on where you were when the news came out, as the stories started coming out. Run me through Matt O'Leary's reaction process of everything with Justin Fields, and even now up to date where he is going through quarterback drills already, after many fans said our season's over. I know you're very logical. You're very rational. You and I are aligned with that. We don't get too over the top with our reactions. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I wasn't quite the season's over, but I'm not going to lie to you. I was pretty concerned right off the gate just because of how the reporting came across. And I'm not blaming the beat reporters. They were just literally saying what they saw and what happened. And the reporting was it was non-contact. He was on the ground, stood up, and then sat back down again, and then got on a cart and rode back to the locker room. And it's really hard.
Immediately, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's hard not to go to Aaron Rodgers week 1 a couple years ago, because is that not exactly what happened? Got up, sat back down, got carted off to the locker room, and unfortunately popped an Achilles and his season was over. So I was concerned, and I felt significantly better when Aaron Glenn at the press conference said it's a toe. We don't know, the severity, but it's a toe injury. That was a really big sigh of relief. And to see him out on the field the next day, not that he was necessarily participating in drills, but I thought he was moving around well from all the videos that we saw. And then, seeing him in person on Saturday didn't really look, humbled or, any issue with it whatsoever when he was out there. He looked good on 7-on-7s. they're taking it slow with him. He wasn't out there with the ones on 11 on 11, but it's really remarkable that it went from the guy's carted off non-contact, and then he's out there the next day, throwing passes on the sideline. So the Jets caught a break. It's about time they got some injury luck on their side, and all things considered, I think it's a big win that it's not something major here with Justin Fields.
Yeah, and for those of you who are Jets fans might not be familiar with the term win. A win is something that you do in a competition and you come out with more points than the other. So a win is something that we're looking forward to having on this team. Now, a couple of things. I called into Jake's show right away as the toe expert in the community, and there was a couple of signs that I looked at from a different angle. If it's ACL, you're in a brace, you're in the back of the cart. If it's Achilles, you're in a boot. You're probably also in the back of the cart, right? Liz Frank, probably in a boot right away. You're not walking from the cart to the building. You're gonna be crutched up immediately. So that was a really good sign for me when they said he walked out of the cart. I was thinking maybe a high ankle sprain was the worst case scenario at that point. But the fact that he's out there, it's not the big toe. I have a lot of knowledge in that area. Having any issue with the big toe can lead to some very serious complications. But having it be one of the less important toes was a win. Having it be he was out there the next day is a win. So the Jets did stack some wins in what could have been an awful situation, what could have been the Jets being the laughing stock of the NFL again. And in a non-contact day, they get a guy who has contact and potentially could have lost them for the year. But it worked out okay. So give me your thoughts on Fields. Like, how do you see him? I think this could be a good thing where maybe they're not going to open up the playbook with his mobility plays as much and maybe more focus on him being an in-the-pocket guy to start. And then as his foot gets better, that's when you introduce the play. So maybe this gives him an advantage of being and learning in the pocket more. So thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's a really good point because we know what he is as a runner. Really, our questions with Justin Fields is, can he progress out of the pocket as a passer? And like you said, this is going to be an opportunity for him to prove that he can do it. And it was 7-on-7. It's not a game like situation, but you still got to make all the throws, and he did that on Saturday. So for me, I really just want to see. I think timing is the biggest thing for him as a passer. Getting in rhythm with these wide receivers. So I'm kind of glad that he's still, out there, even if it's not the 11-11s, just trying to see where, guys end up on their routes, how long it takes them there, all the little things like that. It matters and adds up over time. So yeah, I mean, this is a good chance for him to show that he can improve as a passer. And that's honestly something that he needs to do in order for him to be the long-term answer here for the Jets.
Yeah. And, if he can be average in the pocket, but if I've been saying third downs, red zone, finish drives, continue drives. If we can get him to be maybe in that like 10 to 15 range on those situational throws, we can really, really do some damage offensively. But the thing is, finish the drives, get a good run game, have shorter third downs where you can mix in RPOs, use his legs as a weapon to convert. And you saw it last year. In the playoffs, the Final Four, Washington, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. All four of these teams use a mobile quarterback in their offense. There's a section of the playbook to go with that. There was a 4th and 2 that Washington had, and Kingsbury calls just a straight sprint out with Daniels on the cornerback to convert on 4th and 2. You got to have a mobile quarterback in this day and era in the NFL. So we know he can run. We know that his decision making and pulling the trigger in the pocket is at question. So if this can help him fine tune that while keeping the legs and getting stronger, and healing more throughout the training camp, it's a really good sign for maybe what he can do with us. Again, I'm not putting him up there. Everything I say with him is an if, right? Like if he can get there, if he can do this. There's a lot of questions that come with him. So I know people hear a little bit of one thing in the chat or read it on Twitter and they go to the moon with the tape. But I'm just saying this is all if things go right. This is an opportunity for him to improve his game as a pocket passer. So maybe some good can come out of this. Next topic. there's a little theme here. Ground and pound 2.0. John Simpson at the microphone talking about how this could be a ground and pound team, and he's excited about it. Offensive linemen love taking the will of a defense. How many times have we watched it, Matt? How many
Yeah.
times have we seen a team line up 3rd and 3, they run it and they get back to the huddle and they're pumped up, because you work for those moments. You practice to have those moments where the game is on your back and you can end the game. And the offensive line wants that too. That's their time to shine, little pun intended. But give me your thoughts on how ground and pound 2.0 could look and how you think everything's going to come together here.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for it. And, just looking at how this roster is constructed and with some of the issues that they have outside of Garrett Wilson at the wide receiver position, it makes sense for them and the quarterback that we just talked about too. It makes sense for them to be a run heavy team. And, it's a little nostalgic, right? Because the last time the Jets were good, it was on the backs of an elite offensive line, obviously defense too, but a run game. Their offense was successful because they were one of the better rushing attacks in the NFL. And if the Jets are to have success this year, I think they're going to have to win a lot of low scoring tight games. And a lot of times that comes down to who runs the football better. And you got to obviously limit turnovers and, not be an undisciplined team and have good special teams. But with how their three backs are in, Isaiah Davis, Braylon Allen, and Brees Hall, and then you add the quarterback into the mix too, it could create some exciting scenarios where you have, maybe it's Brees Hall lined up as a wide receiver and then Braylon Allen next to Justin Fields in the shotgun. And suddenly, there's three guys who can run the ball on the field right there, or maybe they just drop back and throw it because we know Brees Hall can catch too. And as I was saying earlier, I think Braylon Allen is a better pass catcher than maybe we give him credit for. So I am totally in on that plan, and hopefully Tanner Angstrand is too.
Yeah, you see a lot of people project Brees Hall going in motion as a pass catcher. Listen, there's no argument in my mind. Garrett Wilson will lead the team in targets. Brees very well may be number 2. But who's going to be that third pass catcher is big. Now, if you can have Allen in and then shift Allen out as a legitimate threat and then use Brees in the backfield still, that's a lot more for the defense to worry about. And it opens up the playbook more with what the Jets can create and how they can use this two-headed monster. And not leaving Davis out too. I think Davis will have a role, but I really think you're going to see that these two guys are a huge part of this offense and what we do. And you'll sprinkle in a little Davis here or there, but I think you're going to see a lot of these guys out on the field together. And I'm looking forward to it because if you can run the ball, we didn't run the ball last year. We didn't.
Nope.
I think we're last in the league in yardage and second to last in attempts, or vice versa. You have to have a run threat. It's very easy to play defense when you know you don't have to worry about one aspect of the game, right? And it's a massive aspect. So the New York Jets should be able to run the ball well. It should open up the passing game. And that's old school football, right? That's why we call it ground and pound. It'll open things up for the passing attack. It'll get linebackers taking a wrong step one way, and you come back the other way and beat them with Fields' speed and getting him out of the pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, Eli Betts with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Eli. I know it's only the first week of no pads at practice, but can you guys give us 3 names that you could think make this team that maybe you thought wouldn't? Matt, you got anyone in mind?
The first name that comes to me is Brandon Smith at receiver.
Okay.
I just think he's had a pretty strong spring and a good start to training camp. And, as I just said, wide receiver outside of, I'll even throw Josh Reynolds in there. I think it's pretty clear that Josh Reynolds is going to be the number 2. Okay. But wide receivers 3 through 6 is pretty wide open. So that it's a dark horse name. Would I be shocked if he ends up, not making the team, either being on the practice squad or getting cut? No, but if we're looking for someone who, maybe isn't on everyone's 53-man roster that might make this team, he had a good preseason and training camp last year. Played, I think, a couple games last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is another guy who has a strong summer.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Donovan Edwards, running back out of Michigan.
Okay.
If you're going to be a run-heavy offense, and if you're Muji and Glenn, and you got in the back of your head hey, we're not signing Brees long term. Let's see what this guy can do. Maybe Allen can move up to RB1 and then Davis 2 and maybe Edwards 3. That's a guy that they took. Uh, if you don't have anyone else in mind, I'll throw out a third name. Do
Yeah,
you
go
have
for it.
anyone?
Go for
I'll
it.
go with Brady Cook, undrafted. It's their guy. I know people like Martinez. He had a strong preseason last year with the amount of time that he got out on the field. But this is a guy they brought in. So I would say that's another undrafted guy who might have a chance at QB3. I know there's not a lot of great moments right now, but you're an undrafted quarterback in the NFL. You're not that and expected to play. You're expected to carry pads, play chart, and help the team out while you learn. So that could be a guy that they take. Who knows? If Brady Cook goes from undrafted quarterback to career backup, you need those guys too, right? We see that right now with the channel. And as always on the show, we have to point out when 69 people are watching. There's 69 of you here right now. Thank you. Make sure you hit the like button. When we get to 69 likes, we will share the call-in link to join in later on after Matt leaves us. And Eli, thank you again for the super chat and good question. Next up, we've had Tomageddon 2.0. We've had Ground and Pound 2.0. And there was a center 2.0 sighting. Myers went out there. Dom C tweeted that Myers was out with the group. Give me your thoughts on that. And is there a controversy? Is there how would you word this, Matt? You're a wordsmith. Give me your thoughts here on what you think is going on with Myers and Tippmann.
I guess you have to call it a competition. I hate it though. I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't think that Myers is in the same caliber of center that Joe Tippmann is. I thought he took a nice step, Joe Tippmann, last year in his second year. And depending on where you rank him is one thing, but I think he's definitely a top half of the league starter, where I understand Myers was a starter in Green Bay, but he was replacement level at best. And
It was bad. It was bad. He was like 28th and 29th in run block win rate and pass block win rate. He was the bottom of the barrel for centers. So this is kind of shocking to me.
Exactly. So if you're going into the year and he's your top interior offensive lineman backup, then okay, that's fine. That's someone who does have starting experience, was not very good, but at least you could say that he's started in this league before. To me, I'd want to get in my opinion, the best 5 out there on the field, and that would include Joe Tippmann at center. Keep the guards the same, keep the tackles the same, and just give them as many reps as humanly possible to build that chemistry before the season starts. So I'm really not a fan of this gimmick. Now, at the very end of practice on the final 11-on-11 drive of the field, Joe Tippmann was the center. They did put him back with the ones, but for most of the day, he was running with the twos. So not something I'm a fan of, honestly.
Yeah, I don't get it. People, someone asked maybe 2 Sundays ago about is Membu out there right away, or do you do the rookie, make him earn it? And that was exactly what I said, like word for word. Like, I want him and AVT getting as many reps next to each other as possible. I want him getting as many reps with Will McDonald as possible. I want him looking at all the reads and the different fronts and formations the defense with Steve Wilkes might present, which is a lot more than we saw with the vanilla bases and the formations that we've seen previously. So same thing. I want Tippmann making all those calls. I want Tippmann making those checks. I want Tippmann and Fields getting on the same level with one another. I want Simpson, the AVT, and them getting their reads and adjustments on the inside and who to block in different fronts. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think Tippmann deserves this. I'm not saying he's a guaranteed top 5 center in the league, but I think going to an offense that we will see more call the play, run the play, and less changes and adjustments at the line will help guys win their blocks more, because you're not making those changes. The whole time you're making those changes, the defense is making changes, and now you've got less time to communicate. And we saw last year, there was times Rodgers wasn't even done making changes when the play clock ran out. So it'll be a lot easier for the offensive lineman in terms of get the play, get to the line, locate the mic, know who's blocking who, and run the play. So I think we're going to see an improvement. Now it's up to him how high of an improvement we see. But very good point. Now we're still talking offensive line. I want your thoughts on this. AVT speaks out. AVT said, and I quote, I can see this thing turning around for sure, especially with Glenn, the type of coach he is. He praises physicality, but even more accountability. I think that's very important for a head coach to do. Something I haven't seen as much in my career. So it's not just content creators, Jets fans creating stories. Players are now saying it. There wasn't accountability here. There's been no referees at camp. We were the most penalized team in football. So there are some issues that led to failure on the field here. And AVT, a very quiet guy for the most part in his career. Now, I know he's missed some time and not been
Yeah.
available to the media, but to come out and basically say, hey, man, this is good for us. This is something, this is me, just summarizing it. This is something that we need. We haven't had that here. Accountability sometimes makes people improve because they don't want to be called out in front of their teammates and their peers. So give me your thought on AVT's comments and AVT speaking up finally.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not someone who usually has those like flashy quotes, right? He usually kind of just says the cookie cutter answer, which is fine, but I think he's, dead on with this. And it's something that a lot of Jet fans, called out with the coaching staff over the last couple of years. It did feel towards the end like it was too much of a country club vibe, and it was, they weren't holding guys accountable. And I think we saw that on the field all throughout the season. They were penalized a ton. Guys were missing assignments. Everyone was pointing the finger. It was everyone else's fault but their own. And Aaron Glenn doesn't put up with that shit. Like, he's going to come in here and hold guys accountable. And I think they respect that because I think they understand they well underachieved the last 2 years. I know that, Aaron Rodgers got hurt in, 23. I get all that, but expectations were sky high and they won 7 games and then 5 games. So I think it was a little bit of a wake up call and a realizing we're not going about this the right way. And if we want to win games here, we do have to be more accountable. And I think they have a lot of faith in Aaron Glenn and the messaging that he has so far with this team.
Let's stay right there. Aaron Glenn. I love, and this is me speaking, I love that he's a dick with Cimini. Now, I say that as someone who enjoys Cimini's writing. I do. Cimini tells you how it is. And newsflash, Jets fans, it's been bad. He's not going to sugarcoat it and give you a fluff article when things are as bad as they are. He's a Jet historian, basically. He's been covering this team since the mid-'80s. He loves to do it's the first time this has happened since. We've had a lot of negativity around this team. So you're going to get a lot of negative information. But I kind of love that Glenn is just like, no, why would you say that? Why, he hasn't missed any time. He's out here today. He didn't miss any time. Like, give me your thoughts on how Glenn's handling the media. And if you think this could blow up in his face if things don't go the way that he thinks.
I don't think it's going to blow up in his face. I really don't have an issue with how he's been handling it. I think, one of the quotes that he had earlier this week was, the text that he got from his wife. And he was just saying, I'm going to be unapologetically me. And I just think this is how he is. And where it runs into an issue, if it is, in my opinion, if it's not authentic, right? I think that's when maybe the act can run stale. But with Glenn, I don't really see this as something that's unauthentic. So I have no issue with it. I think he's a very intense guy. That's the word that I keep going back to and using whenever I talk about Aaron Glenn. And I just think he's all about ball and wants his team to be in the best position. And if someone asks him a question, not a question that he doesn't like because it's a tough answer that he has to give, but just something that's, not really relevant or doesn't make sense. Like, I guess, Cimini's phrasing of it in that, that question in particular rubbed him the wrong way, but I don't have a problem with it. I like when he goes at Cimini. I think it's funny for whatever reason. It feels like he just, every single time Cimini asks a question, he gives him some sort of answer back. So I love it so far.
Yeah, you almost feel like every time he looks at Cimini, he takes the axe out off his back. He's just got that axe to grind, which is what we call a Charles Gorman segue into my next point. The grind t-shirts, sweatshirts, t-shirts, whatever they are. The Jets are wearing shirts with one word on it, grind. It's kind of the message that the Aaron Glenn regime wants to send out, right? Like, listen, there's going to be days we got to grind it out. The one thing he said the other day when Fields did get hurt, we lost the rep. Let's get out there and win the next rep. Let's improve. he looks at the little things and makes it a part of the big message, which is a really good thing for coaches to do, right? You got to find different ways to motivate. You got to find different ways to look at your team and say, this thing happened. How do we not allow that to happen again? You're going to lose reps in the NFL. You are. How do you respond when the adversity strikes? And I think he's very big on teaching how to overcome adversity, how to reset your mind and refocus on the next detail. Something I always said as a coach, when the last play ended, no matter if you got a sack, no matter if you jumped off sides, no matter if you missed the tackle, once the whistle blows, you'll never see that play again. It's done. You got to have a short memory and forget about it. And I think Glenn is trying to get that mindset of, listen, good things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. Fuck it. Refocus, reset. Don't let the next play be affected by a previous play.
Yeah, I'm with you. And another way, something else that he said that really stood out to me too, was when he was talking about, like, obviously the goal is to win a Super Bowl, but he was saying, like, we got to do all the little things right now in training camp. It's kind of on that same page what you were just saying. Yes, obviously your goal, you want to win a Super Bowl, but you got to walk before you run, right? And I think they're trying to hit on, we have to do this, this, and this right first so that we could put ourselves in a position to win games before we're even talking about, winning a division, winning a playoff game, ending the playoff drought, winning a Super Bowl. So you're right. It's really about setting the culture and setting the mindset of this team. And I really like that message that you had. Like, once a play's over, that's it. You can't go back and change it. So you got to get in the right space for the next play, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah. And you see it all throughout sports, right? Guys become emotional, they lash out, and now it's a domino effect of negativity. All right, the negative play happened. Let's make sure another negative play doesn't happen. Someone gets hurt, a pass gets dropped, a block gets missed. Who gives a shit? Don't let it happen again. Don't let it snowball downhill and affect the outcome of the game, because you can't get your mind right. We see it all the time. Big play happens, negative play happens. Negative play happens, big play happens. There's going to be, the ebbs and flows of an NFL game. Don't let it be just one-sided. Finds ways to bounce back. And I love that message as someone who's coached, as someone who's seen kids who get a lot more emotional, and the parents who get a lot more emotional, and the kids look to them in the stands. And if the parents nuts, the kids nuts. I get it. As adults, it's your job now, right? You can't be throwing a tantrum at the office because something didn't go right. Your boss didn't choose your plan with the email that you sent. So on the field, same shit. You're getting paid. Be professional. Short mindset, readjust, refocus, and get back to the plan. What do you think about Wilkes so far? There's been a lot of tweets coming out. Cisco, Carter, I think Stevens was the other one. The secondary blitzing, getting in the backfield, getting home. For those of you who have been Jets fans only, blitzing is when you send more than 4 rushers and don't expect everyone to just win their pass rush. You send more than the offense can blitz. And seeing nonstop tweets that secondary guys are getting home is something new for Jets fans. So give me your thoughts on Wilkes going into the playbook and bringing something new to this team.
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I know you're talking secondary, but it's hard not for my mind to immediately go to Quincy Williams blitzing at linebacker, right? Like, I think that's, with his speed, we see it with his sideline to sideline ability, but you get him going as a pass rusher. I think he's someone who could maybe give you 5 sacks as a linebacker, right? Coming in off the blitz. But Stevens has had success with it in training camp. I love when they send, a slot corner or the nickel corner on a blitz from the inside. I think that's a good way to get pressure. And Cisco, right? Like, that's a really physical player. He showed it during his time in Jacksonville. Another guy who could come down to the line of scrimmage and make plays. So, yeah, I'm in on it. I think it's going to be different than what we're used to with Saleh the last, 4 years. It was, we're going to rush 4, we're going to play zone, and we're going to just beat you that way. I think Wilkes is going to get a little bit more creative. Same with Aaron Glenn too. He's someone that likes to blitz. I'm curious to see if they do more man coverage or more zone coverage, because Glenn's more of a man guy, Wilkes is more of a zone guy. So that's really, I guess, the only thing up to debate for me. But I love the idea of being more aggressive in blitzing.
I do, because you look at the size, the athleticism of offensive linemen now in the NFL. they can handle a 4-man rush. Most teams can, right? I get it. There's those special teams that can send 4 and get there repeatedly, time after time. But to have guys who could be coming from every angle, pause, no Johnny, we haven't seen that. We saw an occasional Michael Carter blitz off the side. We saw Quincy blitz in Denver, sack, fumble, huff, scoops, or Hall scoops it to end the game there a couple years ago.
Yep.
But we didn't really see a lot after that. It was very vanilla defense. It was 4-man front, linebackers 4 or 5 yards off the ball. It works if it works. But if it doesn't work, you have to be able to recognize that as a coach and make your adjustments. Now, you bring up a great point. How much man are we going to see? How much zone are we going to see? How are we going to disguise those coverages? Are we going to make it look like man? If someone goes in motion, we run with them, and then we drop zone to try to confuse the quarterback. There's a lot that we're looking at with Wilks and Glenn's scheme and how it blends and how it comes together. And Will Wilks, how do I word this? Will Wilks listen? Because he didn't listen to Shanahan in San Francisco, and that's why he got fired. Because he blitzed at a time where Shanahan wasn't too happy about in the Super Bowl, and that's what essentially got him canned. Will he do the same? Did he learn from his mistakes? If Glenn is saying, listen, 3rd and 6 and shorter, I want to be in man, and then he calls some crazy, you know what I mean? He goes off book and does what he wants to do instead of following what they agreed with during the week. How does the play calling work out, and how do the Jets and the coaching staff basically adjust to that? Let's see. We got a question here. Jets Worldwide. Member for 11 months. Thank you, Snowball. Matt, who's your big cut that pisses the fans off?
Well, it depends on who's writing this question, but if it's Johnny Boy writing his question, I'm going to talk about his guy, Malachi Corley. I think there's still a lot of people in this fan base that are big Malachi Corley believers. And look, I hate the idea of a 3rd round pick from a year ago not being on the team this year. But if you read the writing on the wall, I think he's behind guys like Xavier Gibson and like Arian Smith on this wide receiver depth chart. And it really depends. Are they going to carry 6 receivers? And if they want to carry a 6th, do they want that guy to give them something on special teams? And that might open up more of a spot for, like a Pritchett who could be a returner also. So I'm not saying that it's a guarantee Corley's, not making this team. I think it's, it's a long summer. We still have a long way to go, but if he does get cut, I know that there's going to be a lot of people upset with it because there are still guys who believe in the talent.
Yeah. Matthew Smith, member of the channel for 1 year. Thank you, Matt. Glenn isn't a serious coach. Otherwise, he would have traded up for Cam Ward. Fields was already injured. I don't know if you're aware, but Matthew Smith is a huge Cam Ward fan and thinks he'll be the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. Thank you, Matt, for being a member of the channel. I appreciate you. Brooklyn-born Len, member for 5 months. I love listening to AG talk. What a nice change to what we heard from him compared to the last regime. Accountability. Huge, Len. We just spoke about that. Matt, I know you got to go. I know you got to record another show. I do appreciate your time. If any of these people in the chat have been living under a rock, tell them where they can find you, good sir.
Absolutely. At Matt O'Leary NY on all social media and YouTube. We're talking Jets every day. We like to keep it light, have some fun. Make sure to check it out as we're doing daily training camp recaps, breaking down what happens each day at camp.
Nice. Awesome. Matt, thank you as always, man. It's always a pleasure having you on, talking Jets ball with you, and we'll do it again soon.
Sounds good, Nick. Thanks again for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Matt O'Leary. Discord members, you pay for perks. The call-in link is posted in the Discord. We get the 69 likes. We post it in the public chat. Right now, waiting for the refresh. We're at 51. So let's get those likes up. But until then, let's talk Jets, ladies and gentlemen. You have any questions? You have any comments? You have a criticism, a critique, an analysis that you say this has to be on air. Super Chat is a great way to do that. All Super Chats, $5 and up, get you a raffle entry for Darrell Revis authentic helmet with a Revis Island inscription raffle that we're doing. Here's the pretty little sticker on the back that has the it's basically the authenticity verification. You can put that number in and it'll show you where the helmet was signed, when it was signed, what was written on it. So you're getting a legit prize. No shenanigans here on the show anymore, ladies and gentlemen. That's for you old time viewers. And it's Sunday, folks. So all raffle entries are doubled. Thank you to Eli, Leany, Kevin Tattoos for kicking us off with some memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to gift 5 right now, which would be 7 raffle entries. Actually, it's 14 tonight. The next person to gift 5 will get my 14 raffle entries with theirs. So a little bonus, little incentive there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Sometimes I just think of shit on the fly. Bear with me. Oh Christ. Rick Kent, stop watching. Rick Kent, don't look at the screen. Don't look in the chat. Don't look at who got the memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, self-love is important. Self-love is important. My gifted memberships went to Jets Runny, the Meadowland Swap Thing, Chris Bradigan, Rasta Dread 305, and my personal account. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't write this shit. Yeah, Rick, I gift it to myself, Rick. I love me. I'm a big fan of things that I'm doing, so that's very good. I think the other night I gifted to Nikki, so now I give it to myself. Pause. Jets Worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, you're a nice guy. Thank you. You're a nice guy too. Eli Betts, the first to gift. Eli, you're the man. Your 5 went to Cantu, Daz Acoustif, G-Man the Prophet for Jets football, Adam S., and Craig M. And you just beat out Kevin Tattoos. But Kevin, since it's my show, and since I can make up the rules as we go, I will also give you the bonus because your guys came in simultaneously. So on top of all of the bonuses you're getting, you will also receive mine tonight. Pause. No, Johnny. Your 5 went to Joshua Ra. Oh, it refreshed. Where did we go? Papa Jet 73, JT, Johnny Ace, and David Hall Jr. You guys are awesome. You guys are very nice guys. I appreciate all that you do for the show. And just to make sure all things are copacetic in the world and we don't hear fixed or scam, I will gift another one out of the Nick Shine wallet. And it went to Smoke Champ. I would like to say, I am not Smoke Champ. I am not affiliated with Smoke Champ in any way, shape, or form. So that is not an account. That's me. Johnny, also, no Johnny is becoming a thing. I think I'm tired of talking about Diddy. So now it's no Johnny on this channel. If any sexual comment is made, we will now say no Johnny instead of no Diddy. Where do we go here? But thank you to Eli. Thank you to Kevin. You guys are the best. Rick, I'm almost at the point where I'm going to unsubscribe from it. This way it doesn't happen anymore. But I do love the banter that happens when it does come up. So maybe I won't. No, Clancy, I always forget. I mention it, and then I don't. I don't know how to turn off gifting with it, but I'll just unsubscribe from the channel with it. But I leave it up to you guys. Rick sends me lots of gifts, ladies and gentlemen. But Rick, to be fair, whenever you do, I do pony up and I gift one so it can go to somebody else. Purple belt Mike here. What's up, buddy? Hope you're feeling better. I've been through that surgery myself. I know that it is a pain, and I would say avoid stairs. I would definitely say avoid stairs. He thinks it's Jets, Johnny. Much, Leany, I would like to say you are not the first woman to say these words. Many women have said, "No, Johnny." Oh, look at that. It's got double meaning. It's even better now. But, ladies and gentlemen, Discord members, in the Discord, the call in link is there. Pretty sure I posted it. I did. It's there. If we are at 69 likes, we'll post it right here and make things simple for you. I love simplicity. We're at 60 likes, folks. Let's hit that like button. Let's get to the number. Will we see a workout challenge tonight? Who knows? I'm very confident that we'll get to the 69 mark. So the call in link has been pinned. We'll take questions from the chat from now. If you have any questions on what's going on in Jets World, fire away. I know you guys and gals have different opinions, different takes, different people that you get your information from. So you might have some info, somebody else might not. It's a good time to get it out there. Oh, sometimes I the jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is something all Jets fans can relate to. Eli with a tremendous question. Why should I let this team continue to break my heart? I said this in the city this morning to someone. We're just built different. Jets fans are loyal. We have no reason to give our time, money, energy, and effort to this team, but we continue to do it. We're not front runners. We haven't been able to walk around with our chest out, shoulders back, head up, being proud whenever we wear our stuff, but we still do it. I don't know, man. I think it's a personality disorder to become a Jet fan. You got to have something off with you, and I say that respectfully to everyone here. But self-assessing, like, I know I'm off a little bit, but it's great being a Jet fan. We can meet a new Jet fan and instantly know the trauma that they've endured. You lock eyes with a Jet fan first time, and it's almost like, all right, I respect you. I know what you've been through, man. And then you'll compare your traumas. Where were you when butt fumble happened? Where were you when Doug Bryan missed those field goals in Pittsburgh? Yeah, there's moments in time that we all know where we were, and it just bonds us. And even if we don't know one another, we're bonded. So I appreciate that all of you are Jets fans. I love meeting and getting to know all of you. Some of you, most of you. Hamid with a question. How do you feel about Bruce Hall, MVP? MVP? Team MVP? Maybe. League MVP? Better have like 3 All Pros on the offensive line then. Olu Membu, AVT, or Titman? You're going to have some big All Pro seasons if Brees is getting up to there. I don't think he'll get the volume. MC Mays, my man, what's up? What do I think about Glenn talking to Parcells once a week? I love it. I got players that I still talk to through DM, text, sometimes video calls. You know, once you're someone's coach, you're a coach for life. No matter how old you get, you see them, you call them coach. I love it, and Parcells has not been happy with this organization in a very long time. There was a documentary with Parcells and Belichick, and they didn't want to step foot into the Jet locker room. So if there's anything that could get Parcells back with being involved or at least acknowledging this organization in a positive manner, it's Glenn coaching. No. Clancy, you're on a tremendous streak of being wrong every time you suggest something with me. I hope it never ends. I enjoy it. No, I just said that former players always talk to former coaches. It's a common thing. You know, they all talk to it. He's not the only one. He might be one of the few ones that get to be in front of a microphone and discuss it. But Lawrence Taylor has mentioned it. Many players, uh, talk to their former coach. Not all of them hate their former coach like a lot of Patriots do with Belichick. So it's good to see when you get a great coach who makes an impact on you as a player and in your life. That's a relationship that will last with you forever. So I'm glad to see that it happens. I'm glad that we get our head coach to speak about it. Jack talks Jets. Nick, would you cut off a limb for a Jets Super Bowl this season or within the next 5 years? I've already lost a toe, so I've done my part. Now the Jets need to do theirs. So Jack, I've done it. Just waiting for it to come to life. Oh, Carly's a proud New York Jet fan. Hell yeah, Carly, I gotta call you tomorrow or tonight if I don't end too late. Clancy, what was the occasion? You just chilled with Blitz? No, I didn't chill with Blitz. I stayed at his hotel last night, and at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I went to go get pizza, and I bought him a slice, and I was in the lobby as a crazy little occurrence happened, which tends to happen at 2 in the morning in New York City. You've been there. You've brought weed the people with you into the city, so that guy was definitely a weed the people type of character at 50 years old. Yeah, went to see Chris Stapleton last night at the Garden and stayed there. I am so bad at doing this. I just got a cover for the back of the truck, so I might throw some bags back in there. But I am the worst because I'm the type of person, if I pull away from the house, it's got to be really important if I'm turning around to go back. I'm that get out and go type. So there's many times where like I'll put the car in park at ShopRite and I go, son of a bitch, because I forgot it. I got to be better. But now that I got the bed cover, I'll probably throw a handful of them in there. Johnny boy, question: which safety is on the cutting block, and which room on the defense is going to be the strongest this year? Cornerbacks will be the strongest. Safeties, I got to see more. I gotta see when the pads come on. We'll know more. We'll know who's tackling well. We'll know who's getting called out. That's one thing I love about Glenn. He will call you out. He will address if you're not doing something correctly. And if guys aren't tackling, that's going to start to tell us who's going to have a hard time being here. So we should get those answers, or hopefully everyone tackles well. Well, let's be realistic. We should have some of those answers this week. Eli with a question. Would you like to see Justin Fields work with Peyton Manning or Tom Brady in the offseason? I would have liked to see that, honestly. I don't think either one of those guys want to see the Jets ever succeed. Colts and Patriots were our rivals. Now, I know they do a lot of work with younger guys and the quarterback community, or fraternity. But I mean, I'm not against our quarterback working with anyone that can make them better or give them more knowledge. I don't know if that relationship is there to get to that point, But I'm not against anyone doing anything to improve their craft. And if you could sit down with Hall of Fame, Super Bowl MVP players, you do it if you have the opportunity and it presents itself. Matt, I'm going to actually watch. I started watching Will McDonald the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, before it was time to leave. And I'm going to catch up on Olu and Will probably tonight. I'm debating. I stopped at, there's a cigar shop in New York. Snowball's been there. Knobcraft has been there with me on 29th Street. And I did stop there today to pick up 4 cigars, and they hand roll them fresh there. And when Knob and I sat in front of his hotel on July 3rd, the day that I picked them up when we had it, I said it was the best one that I've ever had. So I picked up a humidor pack. I picked up 4 of those cigars, and I'm looking forward to having one. If the rain holds off here, I haven't been outside since I got home at like 5 o'clock. If the rain holds off, then I'm probably going to burn one tonight, but I'm going to catch up on those this week. So I'll be probably caught up by Tuesday, but I'm looking forward to them. I enjoyed the first 20 minutes of Will before I had a split. Let's see. A couple more questions, and then we got some call-ins coming in. Clancy, wrong again. I got a shellfish allergy. I don't need anything from the ocean. So tuna, nope, don't touch it. Don't touch it. You want to go the big tona? Oh, look at that little play on words. We could do that. Okay. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're delusional, you shouldn't share that with everyone else. Dylan with a good question. What's up, Dylan? How many total Tresh players do you think this team will keep? Now, I haven't heard anything about a defensive line rotation yet. If I'm wrong, please comment, let me know. But I don't know how they're going to disperse the reps. When you have a high rotation, we were keeping 10 at times. I'll say 9 on defense. I'll go 18. I'll say 9 and 9. Because Tittman can be your third guard. Myers can be your second center. You have some versatility there. AVT can be your third tackle, which then would bump Tittman to your second guard, or you bring Myers in at guard if Tittman's doing really well. So I think guard depth is an issue, and but I'll go with 9 because our backups have versatility. That's something I would go with. I'll say 18 right now. Have I actually thought about the exhilaration we will feel after beating Pittsburgh? I do. And I talk shit to 2 Pittsburgh fans every time I go to the car wash. The 2 guys who start off cleaning out the car in the back before it goes through are both Steelers fans. Every time. Guys in the Discord have heard me. I pulled up there the other day. Just start talking shit. Immediately the door swings open. They're usually shaking their head at me as I pull up. Yeah, the homeboy Blitz. Thank you again for all your hospitality, and timing is everything in life. And seeing that guy last night, that whole story was tremendous. Eli, what are the best 3 cigars you smoke? This one that I have here is really good. I am a big fan of Olivia cigars. I think they're really good. They're smooth smoke, and I enjoy them. That's my brand that I go to. But this, I forget the name of it. Snowball. If you could pull, I think it's just cigars, handmade cigars. It's on 29th Street, right by Pioneers, which is where Talking Jets had their outing last year, the weekend of the Denver game. And Snowball, myself, and others, we walked down. I didn't stay there with the cigar with them, but I've been there a couple times since, and whenever I'm in the city, I'm going to stop there and grab some of these. These are tremendous. There's no label on it. It's just the ones that they make. It's their house cigar, whatever you want to call it. Dylan says I had 19, so that's fair. It allows to keep an extra wide receiver. Yeah, don't forget, Irv Charles is making this team, so he's going to count as a wide receiver. So he's a special team ace, but he can be your sixth wide receiver. So he can wear two hats with that. Have you ever been with a wide receiver?
Show me your butthole.
Great call, Charles. Let's try this again, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Charles. How's your finger smell?
Hey, big.
0 for 2, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try this again. Charles, thoughts on Fantastic Four? Good. I didn't want to talk about those movies either. Oh, he left. He left. Charles, come back. I'm just messing with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have someone calling into the show. He has a serious request.
Show me your butthole.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Hi, Charles. How are you today, sir?
All right, can't complain. That's more like it.
I'm good too. Thank you for asking. Your concern overwhelms me deeply for my well-being.
No problem.
Tom A says, subscribe to Charles's channel to see his review of Fantastic Four. Spoiler, he thought it was fantastic. Very good.
I didn't see it, so that's not true.
You didn't see it yet?
No,
Why not?
financial reasons. I'll wait. I'll watch it probably early August. I have heard a lot of good things about it.
This week.
I know it just came out this week. I know.
No,
Well, I'm gonna
August
see-
is this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I will plan on seeing. I know Ricky New York. Huge shout out to him. Hope he's doing okay. He wants to do bleh. I'm a little lost for words right now. He
Your
wants
sugar
to
high?
no. He wants to do a review together with about the movie. She's not wrong about me needing a job. I just applied to Wegmans yesterday for a
Nice.
cashier job.
Good luck.
It's
to
the
you.
one at Woodbridge, and I have a phone interview with them this Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Fantastic. ShopRite in Woodbridge. Did they ever get back to you?
No,
Why don't we try that again? They have a midget who's a cashier. I like to think that if there's a midget at cashier, that you would.
I don't care if they have an Oompa Loompa working at.
That's same thing.
It's not. I understand what you're saying, Nick, but that's not the point.
I'm just saying that if they have someone who might have physical ailments in terms of like stands on a milk crate to do a job, like you don't need that. Like you should be able to get something there. Let's maybe revisit that and give them the right resume. Maybe we'll go back there one day this week. Maybe I'll pick you up early one day this week. We'll take a ride there again. And if we go on a weekday, the HR rep is usually there and does interviews on the spot.
Thank you for the heads up.
So let me see the Jets practice schedule. And if there's a day I'm not doing a morning show, or even the morning show is done by 10, I'll come grab you one. I will make that declaration right now on air with Charles Gordman. I will come one day this week, pick you up, and we'll go check out ShopRite again.
There's been a lot on my mind lately.
Yes, ShopRite, Woodbridge, New Jersey. Always has a smile on her face. It's my favorite. She's the best. She's the nicest lady in the world.
I'm just glad Jets are doing well in practice. I'm glad Aaron Glenn is establishing his vision and culture, or should I say his foundation on the team. Us doing something right.
I'm looking for a comment. I missed it.
If
Charles,
it's a-
it's Sunday night. Carly, Miss Fitness in the Shiner community. Is it
Take a
time
rain
for
check on
fitness with
that.
Chuck?
I'm not really in the mood to do fitness right now.
You're what?
I'm not in the mood to do fitness right now. I'm a little disappointed.
And what?
I don't know. Maybe it's my mood swings. Maybe
That's
it's me.
diet related. You know that, right?
What?
Like mood swings are like really tied into like sugar highs and lows. It
Maybe
swings
it's
your mood.
me being a fuckhead,
What?
an
Why are we
oversensitive
name calling
pussy.
No, stop. Stop it now. We've talked about this in the past. We're not going backwards in life. We're going forwards. You're not going to put yourself down. You're not going to self-degrade.
I'm not doing that, but I'm just making a point that, a lot of times when I talk about certain things, people get, not just the trolls, but even my so-called fans get pissed off about, and that's been disappointing me lately. I get you. A lot of you guys want what's best for me, but there's a lot going on in my life and in my mind. Now, let me get this out of the way. If you guys think me calling in the Jakes or Bobby Show taking a shit is something I regret the most, you don't know shit. The reason why I try my best to control my anger is because I don't want to let the monster come out. I haven't let the
Isn't
monster.
that what you did when you called in the Jake and Bobby show from the toilet?
Enough.
You let the monster out?
Enough. I'm not talking about my shit out of my ass. I'm talking about my rage, my anger. This is serious. That's nothing that disappoints me. When I'm trying to be serious or willing to be serious, you guys pick the wrong time to act like a bunch of goddamn clowns. That's what disappoints me. This may upset you guys, disturb you guys a bit, but the last time the Raging Monster came out, I almost hurt my father.
What do you mean?
A couple years ago, my father, my parents and I got into an argument over me and my brother going out for Japanese food. And for some oddball reason, I lost myself that day. The monster came out of me that day. I got so mad at my parents, I grabbed my father's neck.
All right. Maybe we don't put this information out on the internet.
And I lost myself that day.
All right. Maybe we talk privately about this.
Sorry if it's public, but I just had to get it off my chest.
All right. Well, you know what? If it's therapeutic to you, then I'm okay with it. But you have to understand there is a percentage of this community that will troll you whenever you give them information.
And
right?
and you know what? They can go die and burn in hell.
All right. We're not going to wish death on anyone. That's not how we're going to get through this.
I remember
However,
that.
if it's Bill Belichick, you get me to sign up. I agree.
But anyways,
yeah, Charles. This
my father and I remember after that moment, I broke down crying. Excuse me.
Okay.
I broke down crying to the point, and then I started contemplating of committing suicide.
Chuck.
Afterwards, me and my father reconciled, and he decided to put me in some type of special group therapy, which, thank the Lord, it helped, but it didn't exactly heal me completely, but it helped. But from that point forward, I had gained an epiphany, a sudden realization of great truth that I've damaged the relationship I had with my family for far too long. And I said to myself, when I get my life straight now, the first thing I'm going to do is repair my relationship with my parents. That is something I plan on doing. So for all you morons out there that think
No name calling. Name calling doesn't help the situation. It makes people come at you more. Like you try to make it better, and then this is why it's a roller coaster. Don't degrade people in trying to have self improvement moment. It's conflicting mentalities.
what I'm trying to say is there's a lot going on in my head.
Okay.
There's a lot going on in my life emotionally.
Okay.
Plus, my grandmother is dying,
I
so that doesn't help much.
I get it.
But the point being is that a lot of these get people, especially my fans, think they know me completely more than they know myself, and that's not true.
Okay. Can I give you advice?
I want to get better. I do want a damn job. I know some people think I'm not. Another thing that aggravates me that people think I should just apply to random every single job on the planet, even if it means I got to shovel feces for a living. I want a job that makes me happy, not in terms of pay, but in terms of the environment and my coworkers. I want a job where I feel I don't regret applying or wanting to work for that employer. I don't want a job that makes me miserable. Get what I'm saying?
I understand.
So what I'm saying is that I definitely do need to get my life in order, and I want to do that, and I plan on doing it. Right now, I'm just taking it one step at a time, and I don't need this nonsense.
Okay. Can we hit a pause there and kind of you threw a lot of information out. Okay. All
Sorry.
right. And for those of you watching, life happens. You never know when life is going to get real. And it seems that a very real moment has just been dropped in our laps here. So we got to address this. Number one, if you have any future thoughts of hurting yourself, you better call me right away. Okay?
Yes.
If it's family related, you're angry, you call me. You have my number, you call me. You call a friend and I'll drop what I'm doing and I promise you I will be there for you. Okay? Don't
Yes.
ever feel that you have to get to that point to do something like that. Okay. Secondly, how do we prevent this from happening further? Here's my suggestion. Maybe keep your personal life maybe off the internet right now. Since you are in a place where you need to improve, maybe going into a shell like a turtle, a little protective cocoon, so to say, and fixing things internally and with a close inner circle instead of throwing a lot of information out there where people might not have your best interest in mind and people will look to poke and prod at you. uh, Maybe you just kind of reserve yourself a little bit. All right,
I'll keep
because
that in mind.
you have to realize that when you put information out there, that information can be thrown back at you by people who don't give a damn about you. So you got to look at who you let into your life, and you're letting a lot of people into your life by putting this information out there. So maybe you go with like a PR, like a press release statement, like, "Hey, I'm working really hard to improve myself right now, and if I have any updates, I'll let you guys know." Just something along those lines. Like, I'm working, I'm grinding hard. The Jets, right? Their shirt, grind. I know that might have a different meaning for you. You were at a strip club, but grind. There we go. Strip club jokes are never wrong. Tom Ace, the one that you had before, was fucking fantastic. Uh, but I think, no, not like a PR statement where he just, instead of giving every little detail to everyone on every show, just be, guys, I'm doing my best right now, and pray on it, Charles. I know you mentioned God often, so I'm not afraid to go there with you. Pray on it. And a lot of things happen in life on God's time, not ours. So, and also, mess, mess, mess with the tremendous comment. Don't let the Hulk out.
Good point.
Okay. Now, here's where I do segues. Couple things. we got to fix your diet. Sugar's bad for you. It's bad for your brain. It's bad for your body. Okay, it's bad for your mindset. So a good diet will help you maybe feel better about yourself, right? People like when they see progress in life. Sugar's a depressant. It is. To me, it's like a drug. Sugar's a depressant. Too much sugar is no good for the human body in any way, shape, or form. All right. Now, working out is good. Working out when you feel like this is really good time to do it. Now, I know you said earlier, and I'm not forcing you to do anything on air. Do it on your own time. Okay. I don't want you to feel any certain way. But working out is really good to do when you're down like this because you'll see results and you'll feel better about yourself. Okay. All right, Charles. Like I'm getting text messages. People are very concerned about you right now, and I think rightfully so. Are you all right?
I feel good right now.
All right, because you look like you're upset, and that bothers me.
I'm good.
Couple super chats. Mr. Gorilla says hi. Fantastic Four sucked. That is all.
He
We'll
didn't
wait
like
for-
it. Good for him.
All right. Big fella with super chat. Thank you, big fella. Charles, letting your anger out isn't your issue. The way you deal with it is. You need to use that in a constructive manner. That's how you succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, this sounds like advice from the bat fella. Charles, letting your anger out isn't your issue. The way you deal with it is. You need to use that in a constructive manner. That's how you succeed. It's a good point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, like we were talking about with the Jets before, adversity is going to hit. No one skates through life unimpeded. You do your best, figure out a plan, you lean on loved ones and people that you trust, and get better. How about we this week get rid of the soda, switch to water for the week? Let's do one goal this week. Forget the soda. Tap water is free. I drink tap water from Woodbridge, New
I have
Jersey
bottled water.
every day. Don't spend the money on water. Water's free. Now if you drink tap water, dude, I buy a gallon of water, I fill it up. Every week I buy a new gallon. I'll replace the gallon. Buy 1 gallon of water a week, replace it from the tap, keep it in the refrigerator. You're good. Save money. I would recommend for you stop living your life publicly. Okay? I know everyone, something you've said on multiple shows and in private, you've said, am I just content to people? I don't want you to feel that way. You're my friend. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, how do we help my friend? If you're not comfortable with the comments that you're getting from people after you put your information out into the world, what's the fix? Stop putting the information out into the world, right?
Yes.
Stick with movie takes, stick with sports talk, go from there. That's it. Keep it there. However, Charles, if you ever have the desire to ask this question, I hope you do it here.
Show me your butthole.
I will send you a picture of mine when the show ends.
No,
Just,
God,
no, Charles.
hell
It needs
no.
to be done. I will do anything to make you smile. Not that though.
Show me your butthole.
Why not? You showed me yours when you did this.
Oh, at least you. That's not me showing my butt.
Oh,
This is
the
me.
gates of hell opened. I saw it. I made eye contact with the golden eye monster.
No, it was a green eye.
Chrome, read the hat. We had him read the hat and what it says. Someone, Knob, got him a hat.
Show me your butthole.
So he's reading the hat and what it says, and Gator clipped it for me. But Charles, I love you, buddy. And don't feel that you ever have to go through anything alone. There's plenty of people out there in your inclusion group, in the Jets community, that care about you as a person. And I think you owe it to yourself to give those people the opportunity to show that they love you if you ever feel that bad and that low about anything. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So the only follow-up question I have right now, are you a tits guy or an ass guy?
I like both.
All right.
I know Will Chamberlain wasn't a tit guy. He felt boobs got in the way.
All right. Charles, I'll give you some of the best advice I ever heard. Marry the ass, buy the tits. But
Buy?
nowadays you can buy the ass too.
Good to know.
Well, Ted, I had to get it. I had to figure out a fun way to get out of that. But I love you, buddy.
I know you do.
And you know I'll be there for you. And you know as soon as the show ends, I'll call you. All right.
All right. Now, before I go off the air, off the show, I do have a couple of Jets takes that I would think a lot of people should be interested in or would like to know, if that's
Hold
okay
on
with
one
you.
second. Hold on one second. Ladies and gentlemen, now calling in, we have Charles Gorman. Hey, Charles. Any thoughts on the Jets?
Yes, I like the way Aaron Glenn is hand managing the not managing, this is not baseball, is not just coaching the team, but teaching the team, implementing his, I wouldn't just say culture, but his vision and blueprint for success. And I know this is going to be a controversial to some, but I truly honestly believe, and people don't really say this much or really understand this much, but first impressions mean a lot. And he's probably given me a lot of great first impressions, not just in terms of the way he speaks, but the way he handles his business. I think Aaron Glenn not only has the potential to be a good coach, but probably the best coach we've had since Bill Parcells. We haven't had a real nor legitimate head coach, as far as I'm concerned, nor in my years of watching the Jets, probably since 97 to 99 when we had Bill Parcells. Now, I know what someone says, what about Rex Ryan? Let's just say I was very disappointed with him. I love the first 2 years. Don't get me wrong, like legions of Jets fans did. But after that, let's just say I was disappointed. And I have every right to be. And I'm not the only one. I didn't dislike or despise Todd Bowles. I thought he was more of a meh kind of coach.
Man.
Adam Gase, we all know how I feel about him. Robert Saleh was a major disgrace. But it's just something about Aaron Glenn that I just can sense. I don't have any superhuman senses or the sensing ability or whatever have you, but it's just something about him that gives me hope and optimism, not just for this year, but for the future.
You keep talking. I'm just acknowledging some comments. Don't read the comments. Keep talking.
I'm not reading the comments. I'm just
Some of the
gathering my
comments are
thoughts.
supportive, and I just feel that they should make it to the air. So you just keep talking Jets. Don't read.
I'm just going through my thoughts right now. Aaron Glenn, look, I know, and what I like about Aaron Glenn is that he was once a player. Now, I do remember learning from my father that not all players become successful coaches. And I think what Aaron Glenn has that a lot of players that did become coaches lack is that they lack patience. And Aaron Glenn, I think he has tons of patience. Granted, I think he knows when to put his foot down, but I think he has lots of patience. When he's from 94 to 96, he played for a struggling Jets team. And from 97 to 99, he was on a successful Jets team, especially in 97 to 98. When we went from 1-15 to 9-7, then 98, we arguably recorded the greatest regular season success in the history of the franchise with 12 wins.
Not arguably. It was the greatest regular season we've ever had.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
All right.
And
calm down. Don't snap at me.
99, unfortunately, Vinny Testaverde went down with, I think, either an ACL or Achilles injury, and we went 8-8. And then 97, when he was still on the team, I think this last year with the Jets was in 01, was
This is very good advice. It is.
I do love God, so I'll appreciate that, Alan.
You have
I
a
always
church.
love him.
You have a church 2 blocks away from you. They do
I know.
morning service. That's really good at suggestion.
Where was I? In 2000, our head coach was Al Groh, correct?
2000, yes. We went
And
9
then
and
in
7, and the
2000,
season ended when Vinny Testaverde basically threw a 101-yard interception touchdown to Chris McAllister right before the half.
and I think he ended up throwing like over 500 plus yards that game, right?
Yeah.
But 2001, we had Herman Edwards, and while I think he's a good man and was a solid player, if I recall correctly, while he was a decent motivator, he wasn't a very good X and O's guy, nor a great time manager. Well, not great with time management, correct?
Correct.
So, and then of course, he played for the Texans, the Cowboys, the Saints, yada yada yada. The point is, Aaron Glenn. The reason why I like this hire is because he knows what it's like to struggle and he knows what it's like to succeed. He looks at this roster and says, look, we got a cornerback entering his fourth year who was a two-time first-team All-Pro. We have a stud defensive tackle who was a two-time All-Pro. We have a wide receiver that became the first in franchise history to go for 1,000 yards in each of his first 3 seasons. We got a talented running back that has the potential to be one of the elite backs in football. And we got some studs at the offensive line. I'm not saying those are the only players that I'm mentioning, but you get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he can relate to these players because he's been there. He knows what it's like to suck, and he knows what it's like to do well. And Aaron Glenn is not sugarcoating. And plus, even though he didn't actually shit on Salah necessarily, but I like the fact when he said at the yesterday's press conference that it's coaching. Basically, he's saying this: the previous regime, the past 2 regimes, sucked at coaching.
You're right. A lot of good points, Charles. And I'll tell you this. You're right with a lot of those. I won't say their name on air, but somebody reached out to me, asked me to send you their number. I just sent you their contact information. That you don't have to say it on air, but they wanted to reach out and say that you can call them as well. They've struggled with some of the issues that you've mentioned earlier. So there are a lot of people in this community that do care about you, and we don't ever want you to feel that you're alone. So
thank you.
Thank you to Carly for sending Charles your number. I'm kidding. It wasn't Carly. But look at it. You got a smile on your face. So we're good. There we go.
He still needs to go to Jersey. That's all I'm going to say. Fortunately, that it's a sucker's bet, but what else is no?
Well, Charles, your Jets points were fantastic.
I try my best.
I missed this earlier. Forgive me, E-Boogie. Fellas, do you guys see any difference with this Jets team from years prior? Let's fucking go, boys. E-Boogie, thank you for the super chat. For all
yeah, I
watching,
pretty much did.
Hold on. Take a breath. For all of you watching tonight, it's Sunday night, which means what? All raffle entries are doubled.
That's a nice helmet.
Darrelle Revis, authentic helmet, autographed with a Revis Island inscription. It's not a replica helmet. It is an authentic helmet. There is the certificate of authenticity. You can check it up on their website. But Sunday nights, all raffle entries are doubled. A $5 super chat, a gifted membership. Everything's doubled, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to do this raffle towards the end of training camp. So Sunday nights, our big night to get all your entries in. We know, Tom. We know.
What's with everyone?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just checking my phone.
Oh, yeah. You freeze when you do that.
Sorry. Why is all of a sudden Blaine not the only one wanting to see Carly in her bikinis?
I don't think he wants to see. I think he just wants to have the bikinis.
The one thing I want to have from a woman is her and her alone. You don't get what I'm saying, do you?
You want to lock her in the basement and have her alone?
No, you. Not like that. I'm not deranged. Not yet, anyway.
I don't know what you're into.
What I mean is for those of you horn dogs out there. I'm not I don't do panty raids. I've never done a panty raid, by the way, in all my life.
Dude, you live in an apartment building, man. We might be able to do some epic ones in that building.
Jesus Christ, no.
Hell yeah. You live in a
Well-
secure building. There's probably apartment doors. All right, never mind. Eli Betts with another super chat. Eli says, rooting for you, Charles. Kick some ass. And when you come out the other side as a better man, you'll look back and enjoy the journey you went through. And I will tell you right now, he's 100% right. Because I had this conversation this morning about how things have turned around in my life. So, Charles, don't ever think that you have to be the person tomorrow that you were today. It's never a bad time for self-improvement in every facet of life. Diet, exercise, spiritually, emotionally, everything. You can improve every day. It's never a bad time to make a good decision. All right, buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, Nick, I'm sorry.
No, fuck that. You can call me sir today. I always tell you not to, but I think today it calls for it.
But as I was saying, what I mean is about wanting the woman. I want her, the person, the character. Oh, damn, I'm making it worse for myself, am I?
E Boogie with a super chat says he agrees with you, Charles.
I mean,
Let's wait. Let's hit pause. You can't love someone else until you love yourself.
true.
You can't put yourself out there for relationships until you have yourself in order. Okay?
Yes.
So let's fix you, and then we'll present you to the world as this hot commodity that ladies will be throwing their panties at. And then you won't have to talk about panty raids. You'll have to swim through the panties to choose which one you want. Lane just
Depends on
came, by
how
the way.
dirty and stinky and contaminated the panties are.
Well, then you're not really talking to the right ladies if they have dirty, stinky, contaminated panties. Also, you need to stop talking to Tom Ace.
You talk to him too. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I like our discussions. I don't think he's a good influence for you. I can make my decisions, Charles, and still look out for you.
Shaking my head.
All
How
right,
was the
Charles.
hotel last night other than the pizza?
That was nice. Blitz was a very very good employee, hard worker.
I know he is.
Dealt with a crazy situation with grace and kindness, and God bless him for doing it.
God bless him, man. Told me of us, a little backstory, and I was moved by it as well. We all have our demons.
Twisted brings up something that you probably know.
Pornhub has some fine women you meet. Don't think they wear panties.
And you don't even have to ask this. They do it on their own.
Show me your butthole.
Usually within like the first minute of the video.
That I am sure.
Clancy says that was after Charles yelled at me for teasing. What am I missing? I'm sorry, I missed the comment with it. I thought that was something else. You good, buddy?
Feel a lot better, thank you.
Now I gotta call your dad, see if he's okay.
He's fine.
Yeah, I just didn't get what it was. Oh, all right. After teasing, I got you. All right. I don't know. I didn't. I thought it was replying to a comment that I didn't read, Clancy. That's all. It's tough keeping up with the chat and talking Charles off a cliff. Are we good? I didn't want to bring the show to a halt, but I also don't want to let you go until I know you're okay.
I'm fine, Nick. I'm better. It's good to have friends that understand me and respect me.
Yeah. It is.
The Yankees won today, finally. Thank the Lord.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen. You know Charles is good when he's doing his own segues. We've done it. We're out of the darkness. We're into the light. Charles Gorman is right.
I still say Aaron Boone sucks. I want a real manager, not a clown show. We want the fundamentals back. I know I didn't watch his speech, but I know Derek Jeter, my favorite Yankee of all time, represented CC Sabathia for the Hall of Fame, which was nice. I uploaded the video of it on Discord. I posted the video of it on Discord, and I thought it was great.
You thought the video you uploaded was great?
No, not uploaded. There was a video that Derek
Oh,
Jeter
you
talked
shared
about.
it. I thought
Shared
you
is what I
did a
meant.
video and uploaded it.
No, I
Okay.
shared it. My apologies.
That's all right. My
It's on
fault.
Discord.
I'm reading, and
It was a great video, and Derek Jeter knew how great of a player CC Sabathia was, and I'm glad he was on the Yankees.
and shout out to CC, somebody who had issues with drinking, stepped away from the game for a little bit, get himself right, and he's living a great life now. You know,
He lost a
sometimes you
ton
got
of
to get
weight.
rid of things, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's changing your diet, whether it's getting healthy, whether it's changing jobs, you know, improving your mental health, going to church more and speaking to God. And you don't have to go to church to talk to God. I have a great relationship with God, and I don't go to church, you know, but make a list of things that you need, that you think you need to improve on, and every day work on it.
Thank you, man.
All right.
All right, sir. All right, Nick. Yes.
All right. Now, I shouldn't say this, but it's me, and I'm going to. I say this with love. I say this with your best health in mind. Go masturbate and call back in. Let's see how you feel then. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. He's done. He's back. How do you feel?
I didn't even do anything.
All right.
Have a good day, Nick. I'll talk to you later. Right now, I'm just gonna watch some YouTube videos. Not go on YouTube myself. Just watch some YouTube.
Did you hit the
Watch
like
the
button
video.
for this video?
I did hit the like button. That's the first thing I did when I joined.
I don't know what you do.
I'm just can't wait for tomorrow. Can't wait for Wednesday for the phone interview, and we'll go from there.
Hell yeah. That's what we're
Can't
talking
wait.
about.
Also, can't wait for this Saturday, August 2nd, where I get to meet Chef Kevin in person for the first time.
Nice.
He was very good to me. I know he offered me a job, and I'm sorry I turned him down, but I did. I respect and appreciate.
Logistics. Yeah, the logistics. You couldn't get back and forth from there.
But it was wonderful that he offered me a job.
Absolutely.
The clover leaf.
Blitz says, don't masturbate. You get more depressed when you're done. Well, it depends what video you choose. If you pick like midget strangulation, yeah, you're probably going to be like, oh man, what did I just watch? I shouldn't have done that.
I needed that laugh. I need to laugh like that. I know my
I'm
laugh
here,
sometimes.
Charles. Here to help you out, buddy.
Yeah.
Why don't, yeah, this is better. Go for a walk, listen to some music, work out. You want to do push-ups? You want to do some push-ups now? You feeling good? No sit-ups. Rick Kent might throw up if you do push-ups. Rick Kent has texted me, begging me to never let you do sit-ups on the show again.
How you feeling, Rick Kent?
Want to get a good workout in?
I'll do it after the show. It makes me. What else was I gonna say? Damn it, what I'm thinking. Oh yeah. Are you excited to meet Connie Carberg? Who's Connie Carberg?
I think you have homework to do, Charles.
You're damn right. You know I can do it right now. Connie Carberg.
You want me to tell you who she is? She's a Jets legend. She was the first female scout in the NFL that worked for the Jets in the 70s. And,
Oh, wow. She's a former football executive. She's 73, 74. Wow, she was the first female scout in the National Football League. She worked for the Jets from 76 to 1980. Impressive. She was a scout and a personal assistant. And she went to Ohio State. Good for her. Good for her, man. Good for her. To be honest with you, we could use more female scouts, if I'm being brutally honest.
How so?
How so? Not trying to sound woke, but I do think, well, for more employment opportunities, of course, and to really, damn, I'm making myself look bad, am I?
Just do you, Charles.
I mean, I think, she discovered, that's great. That's awesome. That's a phenomenal accomplishment. But we could definitely use more female scouts. Charles is woke. Yeah, I'm awake. I think we could use more female scouts to really bring diversity into the NFL. Like, we got female referees, we got female assistant coaches.
You think they do a good job?
Maybe not always, but I'm not saying.
It's just the same as the men. I was just setting you up there for a joke. It's everyone.
I do think. Look, do I think I would love to have a female head coach?
Why? Why does she have to be female?
I'm not saying she has to be female.
Well,
I'm just saying
why would you love to have a female head coach? Who cares? Best person for the job. I don't care what race
that's
they
what
are.
I'm saying.
I don't care what sex
I'm not
they are.
denying that, but
I get what you're saying. I'm teasing you.
look, I don't care if they're a freaking zebra or an Oompa Loompa. Just get the job done. But what I'm saying is,
What the hell do referees and midgets have to do with this?
referees being midgets.
No, zebras, dummy. They
What
wear
I'm
the black
saying
and
is-
white stripes.
My point is that I want people to get an opportunity, regardless who or what they are. And sometimes I think people get. I got the joke, Dylan.
I got you, Dylan.
I think people need to be given. I think people not just people like myself. I think more and more people need to be given an opportunity to do something with their lives, not just in the NFL, but in the workplace in general.
Why don't you try to be an NFL referee? You have to work out. You get a bunch of exercise. I would be worried that if you threw a flag, it would land on you and cover you, and we wouldn't find you again. But
there was one referee I'm glad you brought that I really respected the most, and you may have fond memories of this gentleman, Ed Hockley.
oh god, I came in my pants watching Ed Hockley do first down with his fucking biceps. Are you kidding me?
He was the best ref we had.
Ed Hockley was the man.
And I loved him in the Pro Bowl. Yes, there are penalties in the Pro Bowl. I think his son is a referee now, isn't he?
He is.
But if I was a ref, I'll tell I hope to God. Now, I know referees a lot of times suck at their jobs, and that's hoping I don't do. But if I were to be a ref, if there's one thing I would do, is try to bring back legitimacy with the refereeing in the NFL.
Okay.
And,
How about accountability? When you
accountability
fuck up,
and
there's
responsibility. Accountability and responsibility. Because there are times, I'll never forget one of the worst calls I've ever heard. You may remember this. Was Week 6 versus the
Rick
Patriots.
Kent thinks this is one of the worst calls I've. No, I'm kidding.
Remember that game when Austin Severian Jenkins put Frost, quote unquote, fumbled the ball in the end zone and they got labeled a touchback? I'm like, that's a fucking horrible call. And even Dan Fouts, who's no longer a broadcaster on CBS, was like, that was a horrible call. There are just instances where refs just suck at their jobs and are completely blind and favoring. Another thing that's pissing off with today's NFL is that too many, and it's not just with the Chiefs, but even happened with the Patriots with Tom Brady. They tend to favor certain teams, and that needs to stop. That needs to stop.
What if they start favoring us? Are we going to feel the same way?
If they start favoring the Jets,
It'll never happen.
legitimately. No, I don't want. I want these refs to be neutral. Call the game the way it should be called. Don't fucking give them a reach around or some shit. Give them a. Don't be like, hey man, don't be stupid. Call the game the way it should be called. I'll never forget when I went to. If all you gamers out there haven't been to this gaming store, it's called J2 Games. It's in Clark. And me and one of the guys at the counter were talking about how bad the refereeing was between the Monday night game between the Jets and the Bills. And I was like, that was one of the worst refereed games I've ever seen in my life. They were bad on both sides. I'm like, that shit needs to stop. Call the game as it should be. Don't bullshit. Don't cut corners. Don't favor one team over the other. Call it the way it should be. That's the way it should. I don't care who you like. Call the game the way it should. I'm not wrong for saying it.
All right.
There's a lot of. I'm sorry, what?
You're okay?
I'm great. Got to get a lot of this shit off my. There's a lot of things I want to cover on my own channel. Shameless self-plug alert. But, you know, I will admit, as much as I will always love NFL football, it kind of sucks compared to years past. Players are too soft. Owners are too soft. A whole lot of shit. You can't really play defense. Even if you do have a good defense, you can't really play defense in today's NFL. There's a lot of things wrong with today's NFL, to be brutally honest.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you go live tonight? Oh, remember the other night, Monday night, I was outside your apartment before Fartmageddon happened. The website that I bought from is having an issue. They refunded me yesterday, actually. So I'll find another site. I'll get you the subs. Why don't you go on and talk about the Jets, and why don't you go on and do a show? I'm going to wrap it up. I want to go outside. I want to enjoy a cigar. I'll watch.
Go enjoy a cigar, man. Just make sure it doesn't blow up in your face.
Charles, thank you for the life advice. This is why I love this show and doing these shows, because you never know
I think
how the show started, and it ends with you giving me advice in life. So I appreciate it. I love you, buddy.
You were the one that gave me the life advice more so than me giving you.
Well, fucking apply it. Very smart human being.
I'll try my best to be. All right. Please, if you guys who are watching the show, please subscribe to Nick Shine's channel. I could say he's a good guy, but that would be not the right word I would use. He's a wonderful person.
Thank you.
He's a wonderful story. He's a good family man, which is the truth. And he's a real American. Thank you, and God bless.
Keep your head up, buddy. How do we follow that up?
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles.
This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. But he's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles.
These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fallon. You know who won't? That hater, Allen. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. My YouTube is blowing up and I'm becoming a star. Blue alert and Tom Ace inside of his car. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip hop. Nobody compares when it comes to him. He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop us. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Lowski calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
I love my friend, and I'll do everything I can to help him. That sucks to hear that somebody feels like that. But thank you. Somebody brings something like that to the table. That's got to get addressed. Can't shoo that to talk about a kicker competition. So Twisted. Yeah. I never know what's going to happen. I have an idea, have a guest, talk Jets, create some topics to discuss, and the minute that link gets dropped, I never know what direction the show is going to go in. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up here in a few minutes. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're watching, new time subscriber, I saw last Sunday's show, 13% of viewing time was by non-subscribers. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'll be releasing some shorts this week. Practice tomorrow morning, so I will try to get up. I will get up. Fuck that. Make a commitment and stick to it. I will be up tomorrow morning. We'll do a training camp show tomorrow. Jake's on at 10. I'll be on at 9. I know Boy Green's on 7:30. So you get a lot of Jet content in the morning. Also, be on the lookout for this guy. And even scarier, this guy. And even scarier, this guy. There's a lot of scariness out in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Last chance, folks. Sunday night, raffle entries doubled. Darrell Revis, authentic helmet. Full size, ladies and gentlemen. Full effing size. Wow, that's big. That's what she said. But ladies and gentlemen, drop your What Did We Learn? Oh, I'm in the wrong page. Let's go here. Here. Bang. Let's see. What did we learn? Alan? I would just have to pay myself the $200. He'd hit me up for the $200 and I would pay it. So I just Venmoed myself $200, Alan. Transferred it back to my bank and lost $2.50 in the exchange. Matt P. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it, man. Matt gifted a membership that went to Robert Morris, 1966. Awesome, Matt. Thank you. I appreciate it. And good luck to you. Make sure to keep watching the show. For anyone who puts a raffle entry in towards the end of training camp, before the end of the regular before the season starts, maybe, you know what? We'll do Sunday of Labor Day weekend. We will be raffling off the Darrell Revis helmet that day. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've super chatted $5 or more, If you've gifted memberships, that's the night we're going to raffle it off. But thank you and good luck, Matt. Yes, Boomtown, go ahead. I just was copying yours to put in the chat, but Boomtown, go ahead, drop it. I know you have something going on tonight. I was just, yes. Go ahead, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, on this show, a lot happens. Some of it expected, 99% of it unexpected. But we do this thing where at the end of the show, we do what did we learn? It's a little summary of the night. And nobody does it better than Boomtown. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Boomtown learned Rick and Nick both know Blitz BK's first name. Tom Ace calls his unit new information. WNBA players are not great, but Matt O'Leary is. Self-love gifted memberships are important. All memberships are important. Bonus, No Johnny has fully replaced No Diddy on this channel. Nick is that guy in the ShopRite parking lot yelling, son of a bitch. Charles might have a future working with a midget coworker. Double bonus, Charles has a monster inside of him. No Johnny. If you troll Charles, you can go burn in hell. Marry the ass, buy the tits. Sage advice from Nick Shine. Carly's bikinis are in high demand. Triple bonus. Midget strangulation is apparently a category on adult sites. Charles is woke. Ed Hockley helped Nick finish multiple times. Charles is tired of NFL referee reach-arounds. Boom. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, last chance. Memberships, super chats, doubled tonight for raffle entries. I will play a couple videos. If anyone gifts or super chats, we will cut the video, come right back to address it. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This has been the Nick Shine Show. Barring any contributions to the channel, we will wrap it up right here, right now. And that's what she said. Thank you, Bobby. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Blitz, hit it.
Good evening, everyone. Normally, this is the part where I go into a monologue about the Jets. I got to address something first. There's been some shit talk out there about this program. Don't talk shit about my family. They're my family.
And this just in, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Get ready for this new showdown. I call it the anytime, any day throwdown. Nick Shine, kill these clowns till they make no sound. They lose weight, we feel great when we burn these pounds. We all know that jet green make the earth go round. Another rookie head coach, another first go round. We bleed green, each fiend hope this team win now. And twist dreams in the DP when my beats are found. Shine is unite, knock the lights out of midnight. We go show for show, goon for goon, we can fist fight. I rip mics, Clemens and Williams, all the dislikes. Bunch of Jets rappers out there, they ain't this nice. I did this twice, got a sick addiction, so the green and white's my vice. I gave it blood, sweat and tears, yeah I paid my price. Many years on this flight, no prescription, but I need a championship in my life, yo.
For as long as I'm alive, I got your back because you always had mine. And I fucking love you guys for that. So, keep coming back. It's a fun place to be. We don't turn people away. We don't talk down to people. Maybe we the people, but that he deserves it.
It's got beef.
Gentry covered in bumbo!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube if you don't know. The Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his crime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic. Blitz, you remain being the man. And let's show Charles a little love.
How's it going, guys?
Is this your masturbation uniform?
Oh, stop it!
He's Charles. I come here today bearing gifts. Not from me, from Knobcraft. Knobcraft has sent you many gifts. I don't know what they are.
It's drink cheer wine soda.
Now you gotta put it on. Hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself. We gotta go one gift at a time. Go to camera, please. Smile.
Pork brains with milk grain. Nutrition facts, 3.5 serving size, 2 ounces.
It's only 375% of your cholesterol intake for the day. Material.
I think it's Hebrew or something.
It's not Hebrew. It's probably Hindi, and it says New York Jets in Hindi.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I like that.
Here we go. Let's get you in your uniform. Hold on.
Oh my God.
What are these?
Large size condoms. The thinnest Magnum condom. So I got
That's going to be my screensaver.
And I got dots. I love me some dots, man. They're one of my favorite candies since childhood. Fortunately, the only negative I can say, they get stuck to your teeth sometimes.
They do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the great Charles Gorman. Charles, you received a Show Me Your Butthole hat, a New York Jets shirt written in Hindi, considering the neighborhood that you live in. You received 2 boxes of dots, a pork brains, 2 cheer wine sodas, and a box of Magnum Raw large size condoms, the thinnest Magnum condom lubricated for contraception plus STI protection. Charles, what are your thoughts on this gift package that you've just gotten from the great Knobcraft?
Well, thank you, Knobcraft, for the gifts, especially with some of the food, but the condoms. You guys really want me to lose that virginity, huh? Well,
you want to lose your virginity?
I do, to the right woman.
Man, so you're the right woman? She didn't respond. I tried, Charles.
Probably my favorite gift outside of the dots and the soda is this shirt with the Hindi on it.
What's it say?
New York Jets in Hindi?
New York Jets in Hindi. Absolutely 100%.
Sorry if my emotions get the better of me sometimes. I can be a unique individual when it comes to that shit.
I say fuckhead, but unique individual also works. Well, Charles, you're a good man. People want the best for you. Now you go get the best for yourself. Go get a job. Nikki, thoughts on the gift package for Charles?
I like them all.
Charles, what is all these porn sites open on your computer?
I got cereal.
Charles, I'm good. I don't need anything, man. You have all sugar products. I'm fine. Did you use the condoms yet?
I did not use any condoms.
Do you want to use them, Charles?
I'm not going to use them right now.
Charles, try one on while Nick's there.
I'm not putting one on.
Hell yeah. A condom crown. Hell yeah.
Don't touch it. It's perfect. You don't
I
you don't know what to do with these. You've never used them before.
Oh, Rick Kent's here. Where is he?
Oh my God.
I tried to put it on to do a puppet and it broke. So you want to do a workout?
Right now? Actually, I'm actually down for that, actually, yeah. With the condoms on my head?
On your other head, Charles.
Oh, get out of here, Addison.
My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling.
No, face the camera. Hold on.
Oh, shit!
Go. Do it.
1,
What the fuck?
4.
If you drop. Oh, Addie, he just farted in my face, dude.
Hell yeah.
At least your mouth wasn't open. You don't fart when someone's mouth is open. That's disgusting.
Should I leave?
I am. He farted in my face. Good night, bro.
Oh, come on, Nick.
Good night, everyone.
I have a lot of gas tonight.
How quickly does pink eye set in? Tom Ace will know.
Is it because I farted?
Yeah, man, that wasn't nice. I'm sitting there trying to help you work out. I give you a crown of condoms and you rip ass in my face, dude. And you had to ruin a friendship because you can't fucking hold your ass together.
I didn't want to.
That's because you eat like a 4-year-old with a debit card when you go shopping. All right.
I'm sorry, Nick. I really am.
Thought there was more to that video. I was entering raffle entries. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. In closing, just reach out to people. You never know when one of your friends may be going through some real shit. So for those of you that helped and will help in that moment tonight, thank you. I appreciate your support. Obviously, things aren't going as well for our buddy as we thought they might be. And life has taken a toll. So in closing.
No, I'm pissed off at him. I'm done. You gotta put some back shorts on, okay?
You gotta wear a shirt that's
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
But
You
please
guys
don't
think
go
this
to
is
the
funny.
bathroom.
It's not funny. Like, look at the fucking condition.